Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the Daily SPY report for Tuesday, October 5th, 2021. The first edition actually went out yesterday, Monday, October 4th, in which I mentioned, and I'm going to show this chart again. The numbers are a little different because it's a daily chart. They're both up at an equal rate. 463.33 long-term trend line across those tops goes back about a year of activity, a little over a year of activity. Did manage to capture the August highs, and from there we can fall back to channel support based on that same trend line at 411.53. I don't know about today, but over the next week or two, certainly possible. And that 411.53 is a level that can contain selling through October, and 463.33 an area that can contain buying through October. Right now, though, the emphasis remains heavy, and I'll zoom in here just a bit to show you the same structures below this descending one-third speed line at 434.70. I had to redraw the speed line, which you do for every new move low. So following yesterday's low, it gets reconstructed. It's a one-third speed line. I would love to show this to you. I don't have any problem showing how things are constructed, but it would take every bit of 10 minutes to show you that. Just know that the takeaway here is 434.70 is our near-term ceiling of resistance, can contain buying into later week. And we really don't have a sign of recovery into later week unless we close today above 434.70. Until then, this market remains heavy and on the defensive into later week. I would anticipate this 421.05 descending channel bottom dropping every day. That may be in reach today, and if tested, can contain selling into later week. From there, we could rally back to the new one-third speed line, which today's is at 434.70 based on Monday's low. But if we put out new lows, once again, it gets reconstructed and it becomes 434.70 speed line, our upward pivot point into later week. Now, downside, if we happen to close below 421.05 today, then we should, probably tomorrow, I would say Thursday, Friday at the latest, actually test that 411.53 channel bottom, which I say can contain selling through October, possibly the balance of the year. And from there, the market is free over the next month, 2 or 3, to rally back to what would then be the channel top at 463.33, now a mere trend line across tops. I do have a lot to say. If we were to close below 411.53, that's actually included in the weekly SPY analysis, the weekly video I did over the weekend, and you can see what those targets would be. But given this being a day-to-day format, I can certainly apprise you of that information tomorrow if we happen to sell off extensively. Let's talk upside. If we happen to close today above 434.70, good weekly low, the momentum reverses then into later week. The following 1 to 3 days, quite possibly tomorrow, but I'd say 2 to 3 days at the very most, then likely to recover into the 442.89 to 444.36 area, which is nothing more than a simple channel top and descending two-thirds speed line. That area becomes a 1 to 3 day target if we close today above 434.70. The 442.89 to 444.36 area able to contain weekly buying pressures. By that point, if we happen to test it, say Thursday, Friday, possibly contain buying through next week. Once we test that low 440s of resistance, the market can fall back, possibly back to 411.53 within several weeks of testing 442.89 to 444.36. But if we were to close above 444.36 any day this week, then we actually have a good low, probably through the balance of October trade. The next 2 to 3 weeks then expected to yield bullish continuation to new highs, actually testing that 463.33 trend line, which once again can contain buying through October trade. So bottom line here, we're heavy into later week, below 434.70, that 411.53 long-term support in reach by the end of next week. And if we happen to close any day this week below that 421.05 channel bottom, then we should actually test 411.53 within several days. It's very difficult for me to say that 411.53 is an objective right now. It's just that it is a long-term support based on that trend line at 463.33, which we did test in August, did contain monthly highs. And usually when you test a channel top longer term, the channel bottom is calling, so to speak. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see 411.53 possibly by the end of this week. And that becomes a clear indication if we settle today below 421.05. And that's, I think, all that needs to be said for this particular Daily SPY report for Tuesday, October 5th.